Welcome back. So today we're going to be working on making meteorites fall. All right. So today we're going to need to be creating two new variables. One of them is going to be called Meteor X, and one of them is going to be called Meteor Y. So I'm going to come into my program here. I'm in the same program I did part one with. Okay, so we still have all of the information in here. We're going to go to variables. We're going to make a variable. We're going to name this first one Meteor, Meteor X. Then we're going to make a new meteor value, Meteor, Meteor Y. So, again, when we look at our board, right? Again, we can only scroll over to like 4. So we want meteors to fall out of the sky on the left-hand side all the way to column 4. And then on the right-hand side, we want meteors to fall out all the way to column 13. Okay? So, again, our horizontal position is our X position, or our meteor X. As far as our Y position is concerned, we're going to start at 0. And then we're going to change our meteor Y by 1 so that we can move it down the board ultimately to the bottom. And then the goal, of course, is to be able to catch it. Okay. So when we come back to our main code here for our meteor stuff, we're actually going to create a new forever loop, okay? So it's not going to be part of the forever loop that's keeping track of our basket. It's going to be its own forever loop. So I'm going to go to basic and create a new forever, okay? So this forever is specifically dealing with my meteorite. Now again, there are going to be 20 rounds to this game. And today we're not going to actually be limited to 20, but tomorrow, when we start keeping score, we're going to edit some things and make it. But I'm going to go to loops, and I'm going to grab the repeat 4 times. And instead, we're going to say repeat 20 times. The first thing we need to do is define where our meteorite is really going to begin. Okay. For the meteor Y, it is always going to start at 0. So I'm going to go to variables, and I'm going to grab set meteor. Okay, now when it comes to setting things, I can drop the menu down and I can select any of the variables that I've created. Okay, so in this case, we're going to set meteor Y to 0. That means that basically at the top of the repeat loop, meteor Y is going to start back at the top here in row 0. Ultimately, that's what the math is going to work out to there. Now, we are also going to need to set meteor X, okay, which again is our horizontal position. And our meteor X is the random number, okay? We're not really sure where it's going to fall from in the sky. So again, the low end of that random number is 4, the leftmost position. The high end of the random number is 13, the rightmost position. So we're going to say math, random number. I'm going to put this into here. I'm going to say 4 to 13. Okay. So now we need to this is just creating values for variables. Start by turning on our first meteor. So to turn on our first meteor, we're going to go to scroll bit. We're going to grab the set pixel at column row to 128, and we're going to put this down below. So we're going to set our column, again, is our horizontal position or our X variable. So we're going to go to variables. We're going to grab meteor X from your variables. I'm going to drop that in there. The row is the vertical aspect, or the Y. So we're going to grab meteor Y, and we're going to put that into our row. So now, when we go to like download our code, notice at this point, like I've already filled up all of my pieces here because again, we're going to need to like ultimately clear out like what it was, okay? Because it's already filling things in and we need to make it move down. So to make it move down, we're going to go to loops and then we're going to grab another repeat block and this is going inside of our repeat 20 times. And again, each time we go through this loop, we're going to move down once. So if we count, we need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 different times to come down. So we're going to repeat 7 times. That's going to bring us down, okay? So the first thing that we are going to do, we are going to pause. So in basic, I'm going to grab a pause block, okay? This is going to pause a specific amount of time before we move down. And in this case, between each step that we come down, we're going to pause for 200 milliseconds, okay? And then we need to turn off where our pixels were. So I'm going to duplicate this block from above. I'm going to set pixel X and Y, meteor X, meteor Y to off, which is 0. Then I am going to change my meteor Y by 1, which is going to move us down. And then we are going to set meteor X and meteor Y. Now meteor X is still the same. It's still the same place, but meteor Y is changed by 1. We're going to change this back to a 128. Okay. And then at the end here, we need to display our changes. Let's download that and let's see how that looks. Okay, so when we look at this thing in the big screen, let's make it big again. Now we can see that we count 7 times down and then we go back to 0 and we choose a new random location. And like when we move now, we're able to start to like pick up our pieces. So again, how does that work? We're manipulating variables. When we look at this thing overall, again, repeat 20 times. Tomorrow there will be 20 rounds. Today we don't see that because after we repeat 20 rounds, we just go back into the forever loop and then we repeat another 20 rounds. So like today is pretty much just an infinite loop. But inside of the repeat 20 times, and then we go through the process another time. We redefine meteor Y to 0, bringing us back to the top. We set meteor X, let's say that it's like 12 this time. So now we turn on 12, 0 to 128. We wait 200 milliseconds. We then turn 12, 0 off. We change meteor Y by 1. Now it's 12, 1. We display our changes. We go back to this, okay? And then here now, this is the next time. Now what was 12, 1 now becomes 12, 2. We turn that on. It then becomes 12, 3, 12, 4, 12, 5, 12, 6, 12, 7. And then we go back up to the top and we like redefine our meteor. So that is now making meteorites fall. It's also making our basket move. And again, all of the basket moving stuff is still over here. Okay, so everything's there. And we are just manipulating our variables and turning pixels on and off based upon those variable values. Okay, let me know if you have any questions and we'll take it from there. Bye-bye.